Welcome to this edition of Shem Golf Academy Lessons. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so below. And remember to click that bell button so that you can be notified anytime we add a new video for you. Today, I want to discuss a very important topic: ball position. Where should you have your ball position for every club in your bag? There are those who believe a ball should always be in the middle of your stance, and there are several other philosophies on your ball position. I am going to talk about a popular one, and then I'm gonna tell you which one I think is the best for most people. And I'll tell you why I don't subscribe necessarily to a popular teaching on ball positions. The popular ball position teaching is that with your driver, the ball needs to be way up in your stance towards your left foot. And as you move down the clubs, in your 7-iron, it should be a little inside, and in your wedges, it should be in the middle of your stance. A lot of teachers teach golf that way, and I'm not going to say it's wrong. It's just that I think it misses out on some point. When you teach the ball position, and if I put my driver not in my center, the center of my stance to be there, it assumes that I have the same width of stance in every club. That's why I can move the ball from one position to the next to the next. But we know that that's not the truth. When you're hitting a wide shot, you have a narrower stance. When you're hitting the driver, your stance is supposed to be wider. And that's why I don't subscribe to this, because this assumes that your stance is the same for every club. Okay? So I'm going to introduce you to my philosophy. It's taught by many teachers. It's not mine. I didn't come up with it. But what I believe is the right ball position based on your club. And before I go too far, let me make this very, very clear. Ball position is a very individual aspect of somebody's game. So you have to play. What I'm teaching you, and what most teachers teach, is the standard ball position. But if you understand the concept behind it, you can be able to play with the ball position based on your swing to get the right ball position for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of scenario. With that said, I personally teach a standard ball position for every club. And assuming this red alignment stick is the center of my stance, I teach the ball position about just an inch inside the left foot, okay? Regardless of the club you're hitting. And we are talking about full shots here. We're not talking about chipping or pitching or short swings. We're talking about full shots. So I teach that we need to have the same ball position of every club. Let me illustrate why that is important, or why that makes sense. Earlier on, I just said we don't have the same stance for every club. Now, let's start with the driver. I'm sure not many people will disagree with this ball position for the driver. All right? Being just about half an inch or an inch inside your left heel, and we are referencing your heel, not your toe, because I can flare the heel here and that reference is lost. So inside your left heel, okay? So a lot of people will agree that this ball position looks like it is way forward when I'm having my driver. Way forward. And it's true, because my stance is wide. And the center of my sternum here, the more I open up my stance, the farther right it moves. Alright? So yes, that ball position is way forward when it comes to the driver. And it's the right ball position. Let me go to my 6 iron. Alright? Same ball position. I've not moved the red stick here. But with the 6 iron, my stance is not as wide. Okay? So if you're looking directly there, it looks like the ball is a little inside forward of center. Okay? I've not changed my left foot. My left foot still about an inch away from this red stick. But because my stance is narrower, there's a perception that that ball has moved a little right. But the only thing I've changed really is the width of my stance. Alright? We move to a sandwich. We have much narrower stance with a sandwich. Okay? Ball position still the same, about an inch from my heel. But if you look at me now, from that angle, it looks like that ball position is in the middle of my stance. Can you see the difference? Just by me changing the width of my stance, I'm theoretically changing the ball position. But it is relatively in the same position if I use my left foot or my left heel as a reference. So this is what I teach, and for most low handicappers and better players who really get to compress the ball, that's the right position. Okay? For beginners, I always try to go more inside, more towards the center. But as they become better progressively, we will move it towards the left side, that 1 inch just inside the left heel. Okay? So, for those who have had questions about ball position, I hope this lesson helps you out and you know how to adjust. But play with the position. Just use that as a reference, okay? It might be an inch for you, some people it might be half an inch, but try to keep it in the same position, because the shorter the club, or the more the length of the driver and the sandwich is disparate. And we know that the swing is a circle. With the driver, we want to hit the ball a little uphill, so we need a wider stance for balance, and this allows us to hit the ball on our upswing with the driver. Okay? With the sandwich, the circle is smaller. Okay? So we don't need a big base, and we need to be able to come, and so the bottoming out of the club here is a little more shallow. It's not as wide as a driver or a 6 iron. So this position will give you the right contact point for any club in your bag. If you have any questions about this lesson, please leave a comment below. And if you continue struggling with your ball position, find an instructor near you who's qualified and who can understand the concept of ball position relative to your swing, who can help you determine your individual ball position. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. See you on the next lesson. Thank you.